Welcome to this special report on C-Soup Radio. Now introducing award-winning investigative reporter Judd McIlvain.
This interview is based on the true stories of the last surviving member of a three-member CIA contract team known as the 231 Club. These three covert soldiers followed orders which sent them around the world to deliver weapons, money, train American allies, and sometimes eliminate its enemies. For the first time ever, a contract killer for the CIA speaks out about his assignments and the loyalty and love he had for his country and his team members. Now, some of the dates and names and places have been changed in order to protect those who were his associates and the family members who are still alive. And his team called him Cowboy because of a nickname he picked up in an Arab country. Tell me about this first assignment.
Michael and I were in Europe. It's on the second day. We were in the hotel. He's sitting there whittling on a chopstick, putting a little groove on the chopstick.
You mean a wooden chopstick like you eat food with?
Yeah, exactly. Any type of chopstick that you normally... Well, of course, in some restaurants now they're plastic. But anyway, we're at this Asian restaurant later that night. We sit down. I want you to concentrate solely on that individual. I said, okay. A few minutes later, the gentleman's starting to walk out of the restaurant. As he's passing the table, there's this big commotion of dishes dropping. Everybody's looking towards the sound of the dishes. At that time, the man passing with the chopstick stabs the man seated at that table and continues walking right out of the restaurant. Michael says to me, let's go. So we leave, we get back to the hotel, and now he reviews everything that happened. And that's when he tells me why he was carving the groove around the chopstick. That was because when the man was stabbed with the chopstick, the man stabbing him could break off the end of it so that nothing was sticking out of the man's chest.
So they thought he was having a heart attack.
Exactly.
And nobody saw the stabbing because everybody was looking at all the dishes being dumped on the floor.
Exactly. Leaving the wood in the wound, Michael explained, would also cause less bleeding so that it would be less noticeable as far as what happened.
But how did you feel about seeing your first killing right up close and personal, right in front of you? You knew somebody was going to be killed that night, and you saw it happen.
Well, I probably felt like any soldier would feel on the battlefield, seeing the enemy being killed. Now, this wasn't on a traditional battlefield, but it's basically the same thing. Here's an enemy of our country. There were orders that were given to eliminate this enemy. I felt that the right thing was being done.
Thank you very much for taking the time to speak out and tell us this amazing story. I'm Judd McIlvain, the troubleshooter, and you've been listening to a special report. Thank you again for listening.